This year deliver his royal message virtually at the annual Umkhosi Womhlanga. The reed dance will not be celebrated as usual given the lockdown regulations due to the coronavirus pandemic. I want to get the very latest on how this will look this year. We're joined via Zoom by Royal Spokesperson Prince Thulani Zulu. Prince Zulu, a very good morning to you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Good morning, sir, and good morning to viewers.
As almost everything in one's life, COVID has fundamentally shifted the way we do things. How will the reed dance be different this year?
As you say, COVID has been a problem for everyone, and Zulu royalty is not the exception. As our very high-profile ceremony, Umkhosi Womhlanga, is no exception. As I said, we have been adversely affected, but anyway, we are happy that even though we are going to have Umkhosi Womhlanga virtually at Enyobeni Palace on the 5th of September 2020. So all maidens are expected to observe this important day at their respective homes due to the national lockdown regulation, as we have said.
Right.
It is the effort to curb the spread of the COVID, yes.
So, I want to touch on exactly how this will play out virtually. It's the first time we'll be ever seeing this done virtually. But let's just set the scene. For those who are not familiar with this ceremony, talk to us about its significance, and in particular, the significance of the reeds.
In fact, but let me talk about this year, because usually reed dance is there to make sure that our young women, they grow and become citizens of the country. But this year's reed dance ceremony will focus on gender-based violence, and such as instead of His Majesty being presented with the reed dance, as it is always the norm, this time the King will be presented with placards and messages against gender-based violence and femicide. So His Majesty has actually requested all the parents to make sure that the maidens stay at home and they are not there.
Right.
There will be maidens. Sorry?
Prince Zulu, I'm not sure if you can see what's currently on our screen. If you can put those visuals back up. We won't be seeing these scenes this year, right? So everything will be virtual, correct? There will be nobody at the venue.
Of course.
Right.
So of course, there will be nobody at the venue, but His Majesty will have to come out and talk to the maidens through social media and also other media platforms.
You say this year's ceremony will focus on gender-based violence, and instead of His Majesty being presented with the reeds, as always the norm, this time the King will be presented with these placards and messages against gender-based violence and femicide. Very, very important issue indeed in terms of dealing with the scourge of gender-based violence. Talk to us about some of these messages and the whole idea behind getting maidens to present the King with these placards.
Okay, now His Majesty is gonna be presented with the placards. Let me say there are some 30 maidens that will present His Majesty with the placards. And those 30 maidens have been chosen all over the country. And those are maidens that would have come to attend the reed dance for the last time, because they are on their way and they are getting married this very year. So they are going to present His Majesty with the placards, and these placards are written about gender-based violence, killing of women, which is femicide, and also all other social ills. Of course, HIV/AIDS is also not the exception. So the king will be talking about that, and those 30 ladies will be representing all other maidens all over the country.
Prince Zulu, as you know, we are not out of the woods yet with regards to this pandemic, so complacency will no doubt be the enemy of the progress that we have made in bringing the numbers of infections down. How is King Zwelithini playing an active role in encouraging people to adhere to the lockdown regulations and as well as the health and safety protocols?
You know, His Majesty is always working with the government. And always. Now, he has made sure, one, as he has said to all the women, all the maidens not to come, that is one way of eliminating. And in all platforms, wherever the king has been talking, he always speaks loudly to everyone to make sure that people stay safe, they stay at home, they wear masks, they sanitize, and that will be happening even to those few people that will be at the palace. And the king also in his speech is not going to leave out that people must make sure that they stay safe and they only go out whenever there is a need to do so, and they just respect the level 2 lockdown level 2 regulations as passed by the president. So the king also does the same.
So as we wrap up, just give us the tick-tock of the actual day in terms of when exactly is it happening, the times, etc.
Okay, the exact time is on the 5th of September. That will be Saturday, 2020. The starting time will be 10 o'clock. Those who knows the Enyogeni Palace, there is an arena. That's where the 30 chosen ladies will take their placards and they will go straight to the palace using the very same route that is being used by the maidens when they are carrying the reed. Then they will go to the palace and they will be accompanying, of course, the Princess Tebo, who is always in front, leading the maidens to the king. So she will be the one who will present the placards with the rest of the ladies to His Majesty at the venue and at the place where the rite used to take place. And then that is where the king will then deliver his keynote address and also pass on all what we have been speaking about, including giving wise words to ladies as well as to all South Africans on the matters of the day.
That's in Kwanangoma, isn't it?
That's the place where readers usually take place.
Right. All right. Thank you very much indeed, sir. Thank you very much indeed, sir, for coming in and explaining this, I guess, the new way in which we have to do things because of COVID-19. Appreciate your time. Be well.
Thank you very much. But I want to stress that parents must help, because we know some maidens becomes very excited and they just want to go out, and so parents must help make sure that all maidens stay at home. Although they can be in their traditional attire, of course, they can take selfies, but they must listen to media for everything that is going to be said. No one is allowed to go to the palace. It is so restrictive even to the public. Thank you so much.
All right, Royal Spokesperson Prince Thulani Zulu there.